Hey guys, it's Sydney.
And Andy,
Welcome back to the show.
yeah, another week gone. Big birthday he had, huh?
I am officially in my late 20s.
Well, it's not. I don't think you're in your late 20s.
27 feels pretty late,
Isn't
Dad.
that mid?
Huh?
Isn't that mid?
I, okay, it could be.
Maybe late. I don't know. I mean, don't seem that long ago. I'll be honest with you.
No. Yeah, I
No,
just wish that weren't happening,
yeah,
but
don't seem
I'm
that long ago.
gonna make the most of it.
Yeah,
Another year has come and gone. You've been a dad for 27 years.
yeah, long time.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, you know, pretty good.
Do you remember a time when you weren't a dad?
Yeah,
Do
cover your ears.
damn.
It was awesome.
Yeah. No, and I truly believe that.
What do I tell you? Like, being a parent is fantastic, but the worst part about being a parent, and no parent really wants to admit it, is the worry that goes into being a parent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, wow, this is taking a dark turn already.
No, it's not a dark turn.
Only a minute in. Wow. I don't even know what to say today.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, I get it. Hey, I get it, Dad.
yeah,
There's a lot to worry about. I
yeah,
cannot imagine having a child.
yeah.
So let's get down to business because there is much to talk about. And I want to start things off. Our first segment, I think this should be our first segment every week, birds, bats, and bullshit, just because I think it's
Okay.
a way to kind of overview everything. But specifically, I want to talk about the Phillies because that's kind of been a mess.
Is it though? I mean, it's kind of been, exactly what you thought, right? Like,
Me personally, yeah, they haven't
yeah,
scored
what
a
you
run.
thought is exactly what you thought. And they're
Yeah.
not far from what I thought. Listen, they're only 12 games in. And I know
Well,
they had a long spring training and they played a lot of games and they should be, but they're 6-6. You know, I really think the first couple months of the season, you can't win the World Series. You can play yourself out of it. But if you're playing 500 ball through the middle of May, and then you can start picking it up, yeah, I think. But their bats just disappear again.
again.
Just disappear.
No.
The only good thing about the last three games is two of them you couldn't even, I didn't even watch because I was in bed when they started.
Yeah.
And then yesterday's game was just horrible. Like everybody knew when they had first and or second and third with that guy up at bat, and Aaron Noel was just going to give up that pitch, and they were going to, yeah. And once they got up 3-0, it was over. They couldn't put the bat on the ball.
And it's not good conditions. So that's a bit of bad news. Let's just keep the ball rolling there. Sixers, if there was any hope of playoffs, I think it's officially off the table now that Mr. Joel,
How many games did you say he was going to miss?
a lot. I said a lot.
He's going to miss more than half the season.
And no, my prediction was he was gonna be injured before Thanksgiving.
I'm sure. I
And
don't think
that
he.
was true.
Yeah, and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. And like, how do you just all of a sudden get an appendectomy? I didn't get to read the article, but yeah, that's kind of
Kind of puts a damper on things.
yeah. The Sixers they're jinxed, man. I think
No, they're not.
no. I think, and I told you this
They have a problem they need to get rid of.
when they decided that their plan was going to be we're going to lose to get better, and we're going to teach our guys to lose to get better. I think the sporting gods just said, okay, you're now in the basement and you're gonna fight for years to get out of there.
Well, and I think that's good on them because that should never be your mindset.
Yeah,
So,
it's just incredible, man. It's incredible every time. Every time they last week you started thinking, well, maybe again you started thinking it took all the way to last week where you started thinking maybe,
mhm.
and then they play two bad games, they get blown out, and then all of a sudden Embiid and this and that.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a shame.
it is a bit disappointing, but there's still a lot to hold on to.
Yeah, I mean they're not out of it, but
I mean, I think it's safe to
yeah,
say.
it's over.
Flyers news.
They're fighting, man. They're in a playoff spot. They're fighting. They're
Yeah, it's not it's not over yet.
no. And the greatest part about the Flyers, like right now, it's April 9th, and you're willing to watch them.
Yeah.
And you couldn't say that 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year, 4 years ago. Like you couldn't say that for the last 10 years. Like at the end of the season, you were willing to watch them.
Hmm.
And when you watch them play, they're an exciting team. That goalie is pretty good.
I love him.
Yeah, that goalie is pretty good, and they're excited. They fight the whole time, so I don't know what's going to happen. I hope they make it just for them. I mean, for how hard they worked all season, I would like to see them get that reward of going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Um, the Eagles, I honestly feel like we're pretty much at the same point we were last week. Like, I don't really think there's many things we need to say. The draft is coming up in a couple weeks, so
2 weeks.
that's something to keep our eyes
Eh,
on. Maybe we can do some predictions or what we're kind of thinking, but that's like seems like a future problem. I think we don't need to speak on them right now.
yeah, and they had a good week. They were not in the news.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, it's a
Let's
quiet
keep
week.
it that way.
They weren't in the news. Nothing happened. So
Mhm.
I'm just hoping Howie's doing and their staff is doing their due diligence so they can be prepared.
Yeah.
And they normally are.
Hmm.
He normally is, but yeah,
The Masters up and running.
yeah.
Love. I'm so excited.
You are.
I love what happened. I don't like religiously watch it. Like I'm not following the tournament, but I like I'll have it on in the background like all weekend.
That Sunday afternoon, the championship.
Yeah.
That is it's fantastic to watch.
Yeah. And it's gonna
The
be
Masters is
baseball.
just the Masters is just a really well run tournament.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch.
That's one of my bucket list things. I would love to go.
To the Masters.
Yeah.
Oh, look up tickets and we'll go.
How fun would that be for us?
Yeah, look up tickets and we'll go. Where am I going? I'm going to
You're going to some golf
the
tournament,
Players or at Aronimink.
something like that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'd have to wherever we're going to Aronimink when they come.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got tickets for Sunday.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
And last but not least, recap news. Michigan won. So congrats, Dad. You got
yeah,
it right.
yeah, yeah. I'm happy. I'm glad they got it.
Yeah.
Again, here's the
I
crazy part. You know how much of the game I watched?
none.
Not 1 minute.
It started so late.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Like
Yeah, I don't
if
either.
it would have been like if they played that game on like Thursday night, I might have watched it because then I'm only going to be tired for Friday.
Yeah,
But when it's Monday, you're done the whole week.
the whole week.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
But
yeah. I'm glad
so
they won.
how did your bracket fall out when
So
all
I
was said and done?
both the one bracket, the first bracket we did, I finished in like the 92 percentile,
That's great, Dad.
and then the second chance bracket.
Really good.
In the second chance bracket, I finished in the 99 percentile. Yeah.
Dad.
But listen, guess how many people were ahead of me?
Like a lot.
34,000 in the second chance one.
I was probably like in the second percentile
And
this
and
year.
in the other one that we did, I think it was like 1.2 million. And I thought I was doing good.
I mean, you were relatively compared to the rest, you definitely were.
I just like to do like I like that tournament and it's an exciting tournament. Like those last three games were pretty good. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, now
I mean
let's go
actually
in.
maybe not Michigan blew out Arizona, but I was happy to see that.
Well, yeah, of course you were. All right, we need to get into segment two, which we're gonna do delusional or legit.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give you a hot take and you're gonna tell me what you think. So while we're on the topic of March Madness, March Madness is better when your bracket is dead early because then you just get to watch.
False.
So you think that's delusional?
That's delusional.
I agree. It made things 10 times worse, actually.
Yeah, yeah, because you got nothing. Like, yeah, at
And like,
least not that. Listen, not that I think I'm a college basketball, you know, but it's just better if you think that hey, that's my team. I picked them. Like you feel
yeah.
better about it, right? If you're watching a bunch of teams play that you didn't pick,
Or if you're me, I'm picking the teams I really like and
right? So,
then I have nothing.
yeah,
So,
like
yeah.
I told you, next year you're going to do two pools. You're going to do one with your heart and one with your head.
Yeah, and I could try that.
So I don't. So the difference between me is the only team that I really have a hard time picking against is the Eagles. The rest of the teams I can just pick with my head. I don't think to myself like if the Flyers were playing someone and I thought they were going to lose, I would be like they're going to lose, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Yeah, I don't work like that.
Yeah, you don't work like that. That's why you had Penn and
Villanova.
Villanova playing each other.
Like each other. Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Someone had to do it, and it was
Yeah, you
me.
did it.
All right,
I would
let's
like to
do,
know how many pools had that at the finish.
I want to say one.
I wish we could find that out.
I
That
wish
would
we
be
could
awesome.
too. It would be mine.
Yeah, it might be.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it might be because I could see, like, what I would see is some people like being fans of Villanova and picking them to go all the way,
Yeah.
and then some crazy drunk kid that loves Penn, right, picking them to go all the way, but none of them picking both of them to go all the way.
I'm a dreamer.
Yeah, I know.
All right, last one. Mm, the Phillies are going to be totally fine. They're going to figure it out.
I think that's true.
And I feel delusional about that.
Like well, yeah, because so when I say I think that's true, that means I think they're going to hit my number 88, 89, 89 wins. I think they're going to figure it out. They're going to go like I see the Phillies going on a bigger winning streak than losing streak.
All right.
I
I'm
see them
confident.
like maybe losing 6 out of 10, this and that, but I could also see them peeling off 9 or 10 in a row.
Right.
So I think I have more faith in the Phillies.
Uh-huh.
Not playoff faith, but in season, I think they'll be okay.
All right, we're gonna skip to my favorite segment, Advice with Andy.
Oh God.
So
Oh wait, Rob told me to tell you he watches that show.
he does? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to text him somehow.
He told me that yesterday. He
What did
goes,
he
I watched
say?
that show. I'm like, what show? He goes, yes. He told me all about it. It was pretty funny. But go
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to ask him how he feels about the
yeah,
drama.
yeah. You should text him.
Wow, that is hysterical.
Yeah.
It's for all ages, Dad.
Yeah.
So this isn't necessarily like a scenario like last time. It's more, or it's like, what was this like for you, kind of? So there's kind of an online debate going, not debate, it's just like a lot of young people now, like let's talk late 20s, me, my age. They're like kind of entering this like grandma phase, let's say. Like they go to work during the week, they go home, they're home watching TV, whatever. On the weekends, like they don't really like to go out anymore. They just want to like relax. And this is like kind of sparking a debate, like not like people are fighting over this, but it's just like at what point do you like, is that your life, you know? Because like personally for me, that's crazy. Like I want to be home, not a lot. I don't want to be home. And I want to go out on the weekends and have fun. Like I'm only 27, but I don't know if that's like a crazy perspective to have. So what are you thinking?
So it's crazy, right? Because Uncle Dennis years ago sent this text out, this copy of this text where it said, when I was young, I used to sneak out of my house to go to parties. Now that I'm old, I sneak out of parties to go back to my house. Right?
And I
So
get that
so one
sometimes.
of the things, and because I'm old now, right? And what I believe is nothing good happens after midnight when you're out.
And I can agree with that,
Right?
but you have to
I
go
also
out
think
still.
I also think that yes, you have to go out, but at a certain point, it's just you just grow out of that. You know
And
what I
when
mean?
would you say you grew out of that?
I don't know. I think I was probably more like not going to bars and just drinking at home and partying at home.
Okay. Until
That was
when? Like, this is me thinking my life is over. Like, tell me you can still have fun.
yeah, you could still have fun. Did I stop having fun?
I don't know, did you?
No, I don't think so.
So, did 27 feel old to you? Or
No,
like,
no, I'll be honest, right? 27, 37, 47. None of them felt old. None of it feels old. Like right now, I don't feel old, but I am.
okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't feel old. Like it doesn't, you know, like you said, 27. How like it's hard to believe I've been out of school as long as I have. So yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's just that's naturally what happens to
Well,
everybody. Like
absolutely. Like, as it should. But I guess the
one
question
of the
is,
things,
like, at what age does staying in stop being like kind of lame and more elite?
probably about 30.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I have some
yeah,
years.
I would say, yeah,
30.
yeah. I think, I think this is what I think. Probably around like 27 to 30, where you're at, you should probably not be going to the bars and going out 2, 3 nights a week every weekend.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
it can't be
I
like
don't even do that now. That's
so it
crazy.
can't like you gotta yeah, it just starts slowing down and then as it
For
slows down,
sure.
you get your pace. Like you might get to a point where you go out like once a month or once every 2 months and you're okay with it.
But even like, I'm not
Like
even
you're not missing
talking
out.
about,
I think what you realize when you get older, you're not missing out.
no, and I don't feel that way, but I'm not even talking about just like going out and drinking. I'm talking about like going out and like seeing your friends and doing things with your friends, like going for walks with people, meeting up at the store,
And that never
just
stops.
hanging out.
That never stops.
For some people, it does, and that's
Well,
jarring.
so some people, yeah, some people start to, but I think those people kind of for a couple years and then they come back. They just say, yeah, you know what? But I think you know what also happens is everyone's life is busy. You
Yeah.
just told me yourself you're busy, busy, busy. So you have a group of 9 friends. They're all busy, and to get together, it's not that easy.
No.
So you'll be like, I'm trying to get everyone together. Then you can only get 2 or 3 people, and then 3 people just falls apart because everyone else that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's just. I think it's just the way life works out.
Okay.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be the end of the world, but
it's not the end of the world.
my new thing is I'm trying to make new friends this year. And I'm doing a really good job. But
Well, that's awesome.
we also said like when we go out to the bar, like we just hang out with all of the people we already know. We need to be better at like branching out and just like talking to new people.
But I think what you
That's
don't
like the fun
realize.
of it.
I think what you don't realize and even when went to the bars, that's how it was. You didn't just go over and start hanging out with other people when you went to the bar with a bunch of people you know.
Well, I'm going to.
Are you all going to go over, or are you?
Yeah, I have my games in my purse. I'm gonna say, let's game, guys.
All right.
What's the worst that could happen? I'll let you know how it goes. We're gonna
Yeah,
workshop this
yeah.
weekend.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So
Get
moving
someone a
on,
video.
that was a really good piece of advice. So
Well,
thanks
get
for
someone to video
okay.
it. I want
It
to
should
see
be
her
good
reaction.
content. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on to a new segment we haven't done yet, buy or sell. So I'm gonna tell you a scenario or a person, and you're gonna buy or sell it. Okay?
All right.
So let's see. I don't know which one I want to do. Let's do the Phillies or the safest bet in Philly sports. So if you're buying it, you think they have the highest ceiling and like the best roster. And if you're selling it, they're too inconsistent. Maybe the Eagles are more trustworthy. Maybe you think the Flyers.
So of the four teams,
Yeah, let's do all the four teams.
we're saying the Phillies have. So you're saying the Phillies have the best possibility
Yeah.
of winning the next championship, and
Yeah.
not because they're because the Eagles don't get a chance to February. Just
Yeah. So what do you think?
so I told you what I don't know. Like we already know, Sixers out.
I guess I
They
can't
have no
ask you the
chance.
next one about the Sixers.
The Sixers are out, right? So the Flyers.
See,
If
you're
you're
thinking
talking
too
about
much
in,
about it, Dad. You're just supposed to say an answer.
I'll buy.
Wow.
Well, if I
Shocked. I'm
if I
selling.
okay.
I'd say Flyers.
Well, I guess I should ask the question would have been, are you talking this year
I don't know.
or the next 3 years?
Dad, just you say buy or sell. You
Well,
sometimes just
I
like
would buy
trust your
the
gut.
Phillies,
All right.
but come this time next April, I could be saying the Flyers.
All right, and this is a
Right.
good segue into my next question. So the Flyers deserve more attention than they're getting. So buying, you think they're relevant, they're ahead of schedule, a little bit scrappy. If you're selling it, like no, they don't have enough juice yet.
I'm buying.
I'm buying too.
I think I'm buying. Now I know you have the Flyers have a core group of fans that don't like the fact that now all these fans are coming back to the team, right?
Of course,
Like,
as
but
most.
but yeah, I don't I don't necessarily agree with that aspect of it, but I'm buying. I think the
Mhm.
Flyers are a team that we just talked about. I talked about them before. They're exciting in April.
Yeah. And let's do one more. So UConn versus Michigan was a worthy championship game. So buying two legit programs, great basketball, perfect match. Selling, not enough chaos, kind of just like Cinderella energy.
Fine.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Jealous.
UConn's won a couple national championships in the past couple years, and they're a quality team. Now, Michigan, the weird part about college sports in general now is this NIL. So Michigan bought that team last year.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's not like Michigan has a great program. Like they have a good quote program, a quality program for
Right.
basketball. But the reason they won it this year is because they spent a lot of money on it.
Okay.
And that's the problem with college sports now.
Yeah,
They're semi pros or they're
it
actually pros.
is.
Yeah.
It is a
Those
big
guys
factor.
probably go to college. They don't even need to go to class anymore. Like before, when I was young, and even when you even to like I don't know, not that long ago, players had to take classes and had to do this and had to do that. They don't do any of that now, man.
No, it's not the same.
No, I mean they might the first year, but once you're a top tier college player and you sign a contract, you don't go to class. You just go to you just your job. You now work for that college.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. So
Kind of sad.
yeah, college
Think
sports
about
really,
it.
really. I think unfortunately for the generations behind us, they're not really going to have college football
No,
like I had, like you had when you were young.
no, not at all.
Yeah, college sports in general. Yeah, I mean, we'll still watch it because
Of course.
people like competitive type athletic stuff. So
You have.
yeah, yeah.
Great. We have time for one more. Let's make it quick. Let's do dog of the week. So, someone in Philly sports, or even, I don't know, maybe someone in the March Madness game stuck out to you. Do you have an answer, or do you want me to go?
Go ahead,
I'm gonna say Paul George.
Paul George. And he had a good week.
He did.
That's pretty good. I'm going to say the goalie for the Flyers,
Wow. Okay.
Vlad, whatever you say his name.
All right. Well, those I
He
feel
had one rough
like
game, but he bounced back, and he put like the reason a hockey team wins is more on the goalie, and good goaltending can carry you. So I would say
yeah.
him.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that about wraps things up. So, do you have anything you want to leave everyone with before we hang up?
I have no words of wisdom.
Yeah, like you never have
Yeah.
like a little message for everyone.
No, I think I don't. Yeah, I don't really have any little messages. Maybe I should try and work on that.
So, who are you rooting for in the Masters?
So in the Masters, and like I like that that Xander Shoffley,
Okay.
right? I like that kid. I like some of the younger guys, but again, like I'm a weird person. Like I don't, I like the competition. So I don't.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like to see a guy like that doesn't belong there to be
of
fighting
course.
for it. I like to see all that. So I don't have like I don't have a. I would say you have a better chance of asking me who I don't want to win.
Uh-huh.
Like
Well,
like
who don't you want to win then?
like the Chambers. I don't like, even though Adam likes him and everyone says he's a good. Like I just don't like the kid for some reason. I don't like Phil Mickelson. I don't like
I don't
you
either.
know I don't like that kid that's married to Wayne Gretzky's daughter. I forget his name. Like,
What?
yeah, there's a guy. He's married. He's a good golfer, but I just like some golfers. I don't think I would like them.
Don't.
Period. Like
Why?
most golfers, I don't think I would like it at all if I had to talk to them because I think that's just a yuppie sport.
Well, yeah, for
So
sure.
I
I
don't have
think
any.
it's yuppie if you make it yuppie. And if you're playing professional golf, it's
So
yuppie.
well, if you made it to the pros, you were raised yuppie.
Yeah.
There's very few pros come from the hood.
So I'm
Not that I'm from
pretty,
the hood, but I'm blue collar. right?
rooting for Spieth.
Justin Spieth. Yeah, he seems like a nice kid.
I like him.
Yeah,
So, anyway, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening, everyone. Let us know if there's anything you want us to cover next week. But yeah, go
yeah.
Philly.
Go Philly.
Love you, Dad.
All right. Love you too. Thanks, Sid.
Bye.
All right. Bye.